sentiments that this can be a problem or can become a problem. I want to believe that it's not going to be a problem. We can't afford a problem. This thing we do where we cry, giant of Africa, we're great, we don't have what it takes. And whatever we have, we are barely utilizing it for what we can preserve that is ours to take. So to expend that on any outside the door conflict, we're not even ready for that. Now, I had to go look at the map, but then the military came up with an excuse. So I want to believe that you heard that Burkina Faso has a problem with us and their airspace. They say we violated their airspace. And for the sake of God, we can't even afford a trouble. No, we can't. You see that? We really can't. So when I was reading through their communique, I thought, okay, can we just settle this as brothers? Can we settle this as neighbors? Can we say sorry? Can we move on? This morning, do you know the reason the Nigeria Air Force gave, or explanation rather, the Nigeria Air Force gave for having their flight in the airspace of Burkina Faso? Is that they were going to Portugal. The Nigeria Air Force say the president called, they responded to go to Benin, but somehow there's a gist that they were going to Portugal. I don't know what you want to make of that. But you see, this drama is exactly what we can't afford. Now, I've heard some Ghanaians give an opinion. I've not even heard anybody from Burkina Faso. I think those ones, I'm not even sure whether they're even on the internet. But of course, their media houses have put up, of course, government position on this matter. And I don't want to say it doesn't look good. I think maybe these are exactly what has to happen in order for a state to map out its territory and show that it is fully and totally in charge of events within its territory. So I don't want to extract of that particular scene any more than I'm willing to admit we can afford. But here's also something else for those of you, which is a handful of you, yesterday who raised up the issue of the promptness or the swiftness with which the president moved into Benin Republic. Well, the Senate has had something to say in that regard. So I want to just share that information with you. It's reported that the president requires at least 14 days to consult the Senate for approval in the event of troops deployed for combat operations in another country, which is exactly what I said yesterday. At least from the way the entire scene played out, it was a matter of urgency. We didn't quite have time for that. I don't know whether it was an actual consideration to get the approval of Senate, but unfortunately, it's an excuse you can just throw somewhere in the woodworks. Now, the Senate source spoke against the backdrop of claims in some quarters that the president needed to seek the Senate's approval 24 hours before or after deployment of troops. Now, they say, well, when it comes to democracy, and a matter as this, the urgency is truly a defining moment. In fact, it's the urgency with which that matter is addressed that can truly define the moment. And yes, we know some coups are good, some are not. Sometimes people take over power only to be worse than the power that was there before. You would admit that, right? Yeah. Sometimes now I even hear that there is another small group that has emerged outside of the actual military in Benin, and they are in support of the coup, and they put out a video. And in my head, I'm thinking, we don't even want a situation where the citizens of that country support the coup. That's a different script entirely. If you have the people of a country support a coup, then everybody go Hail Mary, because we're going to need it. Okay, so you kind of understand why the president acted. At least the Senate has spoken, or someone speaking on behalf of the Senate, saying that the urgency was certainly what determined or dictated the president's action. And of course, a few persons have lauded the president's move, which I thought you pretty much may have already assumed, saying that it was a show of strength and, of course, a willingness to maintain democracy. And I know many Nigerians truly want to subject that to a debate. But this is a moving story. And I'm just highlighting this because I'm thinking between today and tomorrow, something is going to emerge. I have absolutely no idea how this story is going to evolve. Absolutely no idea. We don't know if the story is going to get any better. We don't know if the story is going to get any worse. We don't know whether the Beninese people could decide, let's make a scapegoat out of Nigerians. These days, pray as much as you stay ready. We don't know what's going to happen, but we're truly looking for a situation where this doesn't go out of hand. All right, good. I thought you needed to hear that. What else did I want to share with you? Okay. I want us to, on Open Thought Tuesday today, go into masculinity. I'm so happy that we don't have to do anything particularly or specifically political. I think for now, everything is a moving event. And when we arrive at some place where it's truly worth our time and, of course, would add to our collective development, the only thing I think is as big a story, maybe bigger than the Burkina Faso situation and their claim of a violation of their airspace, would be the repeated reports of kidnappings. So I want to discuss Tiger Bays in Imo State. I've seen videos and I've heard accounts of Tiger Bays, a place where humans are tortured. There is no other way to simplify that. It's a place where people are dehumanized, tortured, extorted, exploited. And I hear it's been done by people with the color of authority and a uniform that gives them, power to act. We're waiting for the government to investigate Imo State. And then you wonder, if we're sending troops outside country, what about these issues that are no longer rumors? They have now become top of the social sphere. People are reporting it. There is known and reported knowledge of that incident. And you would suppose or suggest that the president will call the Imo State governor and say, go and investigate this and ensure that this is not exactly what people are reporting. And in the case that is the case, that you deal with the matter and bring peace and order to that community or that state. That's not what's happening. It's as though, pockets of evil thrive in the silence of what appears to be persons who know exactly what to do, but are preoccupied with democracy in another country. So now the reason I'm not discussing Imo State yet is because I'm waiting for something to work with. Besides human accounts, I want something, at least I haven't found something very tangible that I think I can knock you with and then get out of you both rage and reaction to drive, conversation for one, but hopefully we can also drive action from the government. I wanted to just give it this week and see what comes out of it. Then maybe next week, depending on what the news reveals. And then, of course, the kidnappings and paying of ransom. And the fact that there was a time in this country it was criminalized to pay ransom. And then suddenly it's no longer criminalized. It's now a case of, everybody brace up. It could be you next. We hope you have money. Pray, make it alive. And good luck. That's exactly what we appear to be doing, sitting around and waiting. The military say that they are fighting. I saw a headline this morning, I think it was on the Vanguard, and they say that the military has dismantled or killed 18 bandits, arrested a few. They appear to be working the pace. I guess they can only work at the pace at which they can manage. Thank you, Nigerian military, but you know exactly that this isn't moving quick enough. It's not obvious that we're managing the problem with the sophistication that it requires. All right, that's on kidnapping. We'll go from a break when we come back on Open Thought Tuesday today. I'm just telling you the stories I'm following, okay? On Open Thought today, let's talk about masculinity. Last week, a gentleman called me, and he asked a question, and the question was, and I'm attempting to paraphrase it in the event that I don't fully recall it. He asked the question, how can a man be a man if he was raised in a home where there was no father? All right, so that's the question, right? Fantastic. So we go off on a break. When we come back, men who were raised by single parents, particularly a mother, I would love your experience on one, whether you are dealing with a masculine crisis, to whether you have been able to model yourself after someone, because I think people by by the biological trait of imitation, people tend to model themselves after persons. Now, in the modern day, people model themselves after popular opinions. And then maybe a few persons have found enough courage to go inward and find out what it is about themselves that they would like to change or don't like, confront it, and then change it. So if you're a man who was raised by a single woman, we would like to know exactly what part of this struggle you may be dealing with, or better put, if you have been able to conquer the issue of the male identity, you could be saving men this afternoon. And I think it's necessary that I get your feedback first before I make any imputes. You know me, I'm particularly interested in the psyche or the psychology or the philosophy of things. I do intend to approach it from philosophy. And then we can compare facts, truths, and whatever model by which, whether society or something superior to society, has imposed both definition and form upon the human mind to be something or to be something otherwise. We're off on a break. We'll be right back. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Lagos, did you know that 1 in 3 women worldwide have experienced physical and or sexual violence in their lifetime? And yes, over 10,000 women and girls are affected daily by sexual and gender-based violence in Nigeria. Say no to rape and sexual violence by matching with the Women at Risk International Foundation, WAREF, at the 2025 WAREF No Tolerance March. Date is Saturday, 6th December 2025. Time is 7 a.m. prompt. Mustering point is Lekki Koiling Bridge. Location is Access Bank Parking Lot, Block 36, Plot 1, Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos. Okay, I'll go over those details again. Saturday, 6th December 2025 is the date. Time is 7 a.m. prompt. Mustering point is Lekki Koiling Bridge. And location is Access Bank Parking Lot, Block 36, Plot 1, Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos. To register, visit www.warif.ng.org. Okay, that's www.warifng.org. For sponsorship or partnership information, call 0809 210 0008, 0809 210 0008, or send an email to communications@warifng.org. Okay, that's communications@warifng.org. Just know that all the proceeds from this match will be used for the care of survivors of rape and sexual violence in the Warif Rape Crisis Center.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Let's be honest. This isn't the show for the faint-hearted. We don't do PR here. We do truth. We don't repeat headlines. We interrogate them.
If it's power, we question it. If it's policy, we break it down. And if it's propaganda, we cut right through it. Every story, every voice, every fact under the spotlight. Because Nigerians don't need noise, they need clarity. So if you're tired of spin and ready for sense, welcome.
I'm Mariana Cone, and this is Hard Facts.
Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info.
Ask everyone. Anyone.
Lagos, get ready. The Cohesion Football Tournament 2025 is about to ignite Lagos. The pitch is calling, and Union Bank stable Bode Thomas Suleri Lagos is transforming into the ultimate battleground for pure football glory on December 17th and 18th, 2025. It's the 7th edition of the Cohesion Football Tournament, and it's been 7 years of touching the lives of young talents at the grassroots and giving them a means of expression through football. And this time, it's going to be 7 times bigger and better. 40 male teams, 80 fierce female squads, 2 days of non-stop action, and 1 champion in each category. Expect silky skills, last-minute drama, and that famous Lagos football vibe that can't be found anywhere else. From grassroots warriors to hidden gems, everyone is coming to stake their claim for pride and the ultimate bragging rights. Venue is Union Bank stable Bode Thomas Suleri Lagos. Date is Tuesday 17th and Wednesday 18th of December 2025. Gate open at 8 a.m. daily. Entry is free. Yes, it's free for spectators, so bring your friends, family, and plenty noise. Proudly supported by Viva Detergent, Firewood Jollof, Harrison Hobie Fule Foundation, and Dios Delight. Official media partners are Femi and the Gang, Nigeria Info FM, and Kids FM. Tag your squad, clear your calendar, and come witness history in the making. Follow Cohesion Football on Instagram to stay updated with all activities, or visit www.cohesionafrica.com. That is www.cohesionafrica.com. Okay? For sponsorship and inquiries, please call 0814-799-6650. 0814-799-6650. Cohesion Football. The youth, the stars, the future.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
How to be a man if you were raised by a woman. First of all, is there a problem with women raising men? Because I think that's even a very good place to begin. I think some people may say yes to that. I'm not sure if it's out of experience or out of the social construct of, I guess, the mentality of misogyny. But hey, I think every individual has a story that they can report on. Maybe not everybody. Some people can report a story that they can report on, but I know that there is, in a very observable sense and present sense, that there is a masculine crisis. There is a trend where consistently there's an attempt to redefine masculinity. Because, of course, you can imagine that in the age where, or times where they didn't have social media, men were a certain type of disposed. Yep. And presented a certain type of way. And in the age of internet and fast food, you don't know what to be. Okay, good. We're a few seconds away from the top of the hour. We bring to you the update, and after that, on the other side, you know exactly what to do. You call me and you tell me what you know about the female, a woman, a mother, as a single parent raising the male. We'll be right back.
In anti-party activity.
Withdrawing police details from VVIP people. The news, conversation, information, and discussion. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
What's that station again? No.
Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So now here we talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one. You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Buluwati Fed together with the news. The Nigerian army has denied reports that its troops shot civilians during Monday's communal clash in Lamorde, Adamawa State. The 23 Brigade says the allegation is baseless, noting the commander was in a virtual briefing at the time. Security forces had moved in to calm fighting between Bachama and Chodo groups. The army says militias attacked troops, leading to casualties, but insists no civilians were killed by soldiers. The Nigerian Air Force says its C-130 aircraft diverted to Burkina Faso on Monday as a safety precaution. The crew detected a technical issue shortly after takeoff from Lagos and landed in Bobo Dioulasso, following international aviation protocols. All personnel are safe and receiving cordial treatment. NAF spokesperson Air Commodore Eimen Ejodame says plans are underway to resume the ferry mission to Portugal. And Burkina Faso earlier said it grounded the aircraft for violating its airspace, calling it a breach of sovereignty. The Confederation of Sahel states, made up of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, also condemned the incident. The plane, which made a precautionary landing on Monday, had 2 crew members and 9 other officers on board. Niger has ordered stricter checks on goods coming from Nigeria, citing rising security concerns. A directive by Colonel Mohammed Yakuba Sido says all Nigerian goods must be offloaded and inspected at entry points before moving further. The move comes amid regional tensions after the failed coup in Benin and claims of Nigerian personnel detained in Burkina Faso, an allegation that the Nigerian Air Force has denied. And now in entertainment, Burna Boy thrilled 21,000 fans at a sold-out State Farm Arena, lighting up the North American leg of his No Sign of Weakness tour. Performing on a 360-degree stage, he delivered a mix of classic hits and new songs, turning the arena into a full Afrobeat sing-along. And finally, on the foreign scene, a powerful 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck off northern Japan last night, injuring at least 30 people. The quake hit near Amori, triggered tsunami warnings, and sent waves up to 70 centimeters. Roads were damaged, power was briefly cut to thousands, and some residents were evacuated in freezing weather. Authorities say tsunami alerts have been lifted, but warn that strong aftershocks are still possible in the coming days. That's all for the news. If you have a news report you want us to cover, call us on 014657175. I am Buluwatife Jagade. The Sunny Side with Joyce continues.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the Sunny Side. Our telephone number is 0201 2770993, 0201 465 7190, and on WhatsApp 08095975805. Welcome to the Sunny Side. Okay, so I know that you probably want to talk about the potentiality of having a fallout with Benin. Relax. It's a developing story. It's a moving story. I just want to believe that this is the initial heat, and then it dies down today. They give us back our aircraft tomorrow or maybe today. And we shake hands, hug each other, promise each other a glorious Africa, and we go home. If nothing happens today, tomorrow. So relax. It's coming to us, whatever it is. Okay? Okay. So, Open Thought Tuesday, we're discussing... I think we need to discuss the social construct of masculinity. That's the best way I can put it. I feel that if you think you understand that import, then maybe there is also, by that implication, a non-social definition of masculinity. So maybe that's our first clue to opening up the conversation. We've heard that there are some women who don't know how to raise. Well, I think the way society has put it is that women can't raise men. And the reason for that, I think it depends. Because maybe some people believe that, now come to think about it, I don't know why they say women can't raise men. Maybe because the boy is tough and he needs something equally tough. What have you heard?
I've heard various things. I've heard they need a male figure so they don't start behaving like females.
There you go. Thank you.
Exactly.
I heard that. I heard that.
Because my mom did most of the raising.
Oh, you're from a single parent household?
Yeah, they separated before she passed. God rest her soul.
Okay.
So, for that amount of time, she raised my brothers, myself, and my sister.
How many brothers do you have?
So, I have 3 brothers and just 1 sister. So, it's 2 females, 3 guys.
And how old are they?
My brothers are just like a year younger than me. So, that's like 24.
Okay.
And when my dad decided to opt out, they were like still in their mid-teens. So let's just say like
12,
13,
okay.
that age. So they were still growing, which meant they were still very impressionable, both by outside factors and inside. But ever since we were young, my dad was not really, so he was around, but it's not that, so people were
he didn't have an impact as a father, no relationship with his children. Okay.
Yeah, so the only relationship we had with him was like when we were really, really young.
Okay.
That's all we can remember. Making everybody swung into their teenage age, things started to fade off and the picture started to get clearer. But with her raising the boys, I think my mommy did like a pretty mean job.
Okay, so I don't mean to pry, and you have the option to not answer if the question is in any way uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't even think you're the best person to ask the question, particularly this question.
Ask my brothers, right?
Yeah. So, by your assessment, how manly are your brothers by at least social construct?
Social construct.
Yeah, by social construct.
Okay, so the first 2, those are the ones after me, are actually quite manly. There's nothing feminine about them.
Okay.
The only thing I know or notice is that, at least from what they've seen, they kind of know how to treat females better.
Okay.
They know how to relate with females outside. So when they know age category, how to talk to a female this age, a female this age, a female that age.
Okay.
So because they have an elder sister, they have a younger sister, and they had a mom.
Okay.
So they that respect for the feminine gender, and obviously growing up in a home where sometimes there was sense of this aggression and violence and whatnot, it kind of I believe that he put them in a headspace where, I don't want to grow up and start beating
my wife
too, or beating my wife or and things like that. But for the youngest son, now because he is of a different so he's physically or mentally he's in a different headspace than the rest of us.
Okay.
Yeah. So
clinically?
Yeah, clinically.
Okay.
Yes, let's use that term, clinically. So he's a bit different from my brothers, because my brothers didn't really stay at home to pass on what they saw to him. So when they went to school, it was just him with 3 women in the house now. So his zone is, I feel like he's actually very aware that there's a certain way to treat females and whatnot. I think that one was clear with all my brothers.
Okay.
They all got that information. You don't treat females a certain, like, you carry them, they're like eggs.
Okay.
So whether it's his younger sister or his elder sister, he knows that, I need to take care of them. Somewhat, he has that in his head at his young age.
Wow.
And but the only thing I notice is that now we're starting to now teach him, no, this is what we do, not what you do. Yeah, because now it's just me. When it was mommy, even when she was around, she was like, she noticed that my Ollie's picking up stuff from Esther or picking up stuff from me.
He wears a makeup? What?
No, not makeup.
He wears a bra?
No. I'm not actually that. Like, he's just very. He likes to talk. Because so my mom would say that's a girl's thing. Men don't talk too much, because she never saw that with my brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the 2 big boys. So she's like, where did you get this talking from? But she's starting to. So she's turning between It might be genes for my dad.
Okay.
Which in a fair judgment we would say yes.
Okay.
He can just talk and talk on. Or is that he's
picking it up from something.
From something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't okay, so I think the other question I want to ask you is, as a sister, no, as a woman, as female, you have to stand outside your family construct right now.
Yes.
If you're given what you know about your dad, and you say he left when you guys were teenagers, right?
Yeah.
Would you want your brothers to be like your dad?
No.
Okay, there we go.
No.
So the reason I asked the latter question is to suggest that there are people who even grew up with fathers.
Yeah.
And the worst thing they can become
is
to become like as your father. That's one. Two, just because you have a male figure in the house doesn't mean that you will be a man, particularly
a good man.
A good man. You see that? So I needed to lay down that foundation as this conversation picks momentum. All right. Treatment recommended for boy. Take him to the hospital. You can ask me everything, including what skin tone your girlfriend has to be. Like, okay, so I want to hear firsthand experiences, and indeed, if there are people who think that women cannot raise men for whatever, I guess, experiential reasons you may find or have, I think it would be good to look at that. Well, that's one. Two, if men have been able to define masculinity coming through the hands, or you're raised by a female, your story is important. That's another one. And then I'm just going to assume that you all have identity crisis, and so you're just waiting for me to lay the cards on the table.
There's one thing you said now where you said that part where it says women cannot raise males for a certain reason. So my mommy was also of the school of thought that even though she was doing her best and doing what she felt like, the presence of a good male would help in the lives of the boys.
Oh, that's without question, for sure.
Yeah. So and
even in the life of the girls,
exactly. Even the girls, because she felt like, she didn't want us growing up thinking that, this is how a guy should behave, or this is how a man should be, or this is how a man should treat you. It should be better. It should be. It's not this, okay? We just have this. So please, just move your mindset from that other side. And for the males, it was more, don't be like this. Don't be like this. And then she would also say things like, I wish like if he was here and he was active. So she felt like if he was here and he was active, the boys won't like have like loose hand. It's mommy that's at home. Hey, we can play. So she removed herself from her feminine role and stepped into a masculine role. Which is like, you have to handle matters like a man. You have to speak to the boys and let them know that you're not joking, you're not being emotional right there. You're actually like, I'm not playing with you, I'm actually communicating something. You better get my point and do it. Because she felt like, if it was a man that said it, he didn't need to say it twice. They would have stepped in line.
Yeah.
And with the boys, I think that gradually after her death, we kind of spoke and talked about everything, and I was like, you see this, and mommy was trying to tell you this, and they're like, yeah, like we get the point now. Like, she's there, but like the point is so very clear. Now they can't like shy away from, and I guess she's done that a lot. I've seen it, and that's what I'm doing to
now
the
that she's
younger
not
ones
here.
Now that she's not here, because it's just me and them, so I can't.
Okay,
like,
well, so if anybody's wondering as to Kemi's backstory, her mom pretty much divorced her father after a while, and then her mom raised all of them. Now her mom's passed, so Kemi is the oldest sibling and the mother in the house. I think now you're even mother and father as the oldest sibling, because you're catering to your life can be something, so now you're forced to. You're not even a man, so and I don't trust your judgment. So I doubt that you're even capable
so it's weird
of raising your brothers.
No, so that's the thing. I've had, God bless me with friends that are like family, and I always wish that I used to tell my mom, I wish I had an elder brother. It'd be nice for them, so that I don't have to like shout too much and do too much. But with the help of God, there's a way to speak to the boys in a way that they will hear.
Okay.
So right now I actually don't stress them, and because I have friends who are also like guys,
who are like guys,
are guys, like they help. because they are like my friends, and
So they have stepped in as brothers. They have stepped in as brothers.
So they see them like brothers now. My brothers see them like brothers. So it's a thing of
we can talk
we can
to
see
this,
we can see this pattern. So sometimes they just talk to them direct, and sometimes they just talk to me and like, okay, this is how you approach it because they are guys. This is how you approach it. This is what you say. Blah blah.
Okay.
And sometimes I just pray about it. Actually, now that's what I do most times. When I see somebody misbehave, I just pray.
Okay.
Like I want to speak, but I don't want to speak out of rage. I want to communicate my point very clearly, and for some weird reason,
it's like they correct
they correct it, and it's like something had spoken to them before I opened my mouth to speak. So they just adjust. So
life can be something, you know. All right. So Kemi, I guess, is our reference point this afternoon on the show. All right, let's talk. We're trying to figure out masculinity. This. By the way, I want to thank the gentleman. It was such a brave thing because I think what I observe in society is that men posture. They pose as men. They perform masculinity. It's the fear of having the gaps in their personality shine forth or be seen. So they kind of dramatize. It's more like they wear a costume, a masculine costume. Yeah. So let's hear your stories, and then hopefully, maybe not today, we'll go into the psychology of it. Hello, welcome, Nigeria Info. If you can hear me.
Hello, I can hear you. Good morning.
Welcome. Afternoon. Tell us your name. You go ahead.
My name is Mr. George. I really appreciate your topic today. So I want to thank my mom first for taking care of us. Women can take care of children to be men in nature. It's something I went through. When I was young, my dad left us. We were 3 boys and 2 girls. The one is late now, so rest in peace. My mom took care of us for over 13 years without making us knowing that whether she follows a man or not or anything, we don't know. No man dare step into my house. And you dare not stand with any woman outside without my mom knowing about it. And when my dad came back, my mom said, don't apologize to me. Apologize to your children. They are the one that will ask you to come back. And our mom kept it on our own footstep to allow our dad to come back. I was working with Niger Biscuits. They wanted to staff me. My mom said, never. You must go to school. And she endeavored that her 3 children went to the university and came out. So anybody thinking that you need a man to take, like I am now, I have a child. I'm married for over 6 years. I have a child. My wife, I give her the specific responsibility to take care of my child. But I mentor him specially as a man. So I don't think men can take care of children more than women. No. From my own perspective, though.
You don't think men can raise better men than a woman can? That's it. Thank you.
I don't think so.
You don't agree? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I mean, look at your story. Nigeria Info. It's Open Thought Tuesday. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, Joyce.
Welcome. It's good to have you here. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yes. This is Remy from Akoka. Is Kemi still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Kudos to your mom and may her soul rest in peace. I think she did from all you. I think you've given Joyce the right answer to all the questions she asked. For your mom to be shuttling between 2 gender roles, easy. And you admitting that you knew she was shuttling between 2. There's nothing like having both parents in one's life. There's nothing like that. Initially, I wanted to point out a research, I think it was in US, how children raised by single parents, how they turned out to be, then how kids from having good parents in their life turned out. And I think kids with single parents, either father or mother, ends up in prison more than kids from both parents. According to the research I read at some point, based on US, I don't know about our own country, but I don't think we have stats for that. I have friends who are from broken homes. I have friends who are from single parents, but my own parents are still alive. They were both in my life, and I could tell the difference. No capping. I could tell the difference. a good woman, good in quotes, will raise a good child. A good man as well too. Being a man doesn't make you good. So you get so.
You mean being male doesn't make you good?
Sorry, being male rather. Sorry, thank you. So you can be a man and not be a good parent. You can be a woman and not be a good parent. So being either gender doesn't make you good.
Okay, so I think the active question here is the gentleman who called me last week. He says, how can I be because I spoke about male psychology last week, and he said, well, how do I be a man when I was raised by a woman? So do you have an answer to that?
How can I be a man being raised by a woman?
Yeah, so he's speaking to the masculinity of maleness.
Okay, masculinity.
Because if you remember last week, I was speaking about the social definition of what men pose to be, and how psychology, or at least social psychology, has screwed men over, has also screwed women, where I said something like, you're not ashamed to be violent, but you're ashamed to love. And so you form and fashion yourself by the expectations of society, underpricing, undercutting yourself to become this thing that is used and dumped by anybody who needs you per demand. You don't understand the question, right?
I do, just like what you said. Like the person inferred that, can it be a man because he's being raised by a woman? Sure, you can. Just like Kemi explained how her mother did it. Definitely a woman can raise a man to be masculine. Just like Kemi explained that her mother was something that her mother coming out of her own role into the other role just to perform the duty.
Yeah.
Bringing even her own male friends into the whole thing.
Thank you.
It's possible for a woman, a good woman, to raise a child. I have friends who are who had only one parent, a woman, and they were raised properly. And I have friends who are from, who had both parents and turned out to be bad. So it's all about the personality of the person raising the child.
I do appreciate your commentary, really. I think a question I want to ask the Nigerian public, which I think you're trying to ask me, and this is just to bring everybody into a psychological party on the sunny side today, is what is the description of maleness? What is the definition of masculinity?
Okay.
So that's exactly where this conversation is going. Kemi just happened to be a very good reference point as a kickstart. Like, she's the yeast for the bread.
I was about to say something.
Sure.
That when that masculinity, when a woman has to step into that role, it kind of does something to the psyche a bit, because then
But that's not even the only time a woman steps into the society. Forces even women.
So
to
now,
step
when
into
society
masculine
has
roles.
forced you, life has forced you. So your femininity now it's already shaking.
So that's the problem. No, wait. What is shaking that you I think there's a nuance here that I'm trying to labor to separate from what is assumed to what it should be. If you say it's shaking, what are you referring to? Can you give it to me in one sentence?
So I'm saying, like, for example, now I'm leaving. Sometimes I have to leave that feminine role to stand in this place of a male to exert some certain maybe form of options or
to be assertive.
Wait.
Are you telling me
I can't be assertive as a female?
So what is that's the thing? Is assertiveness a masculine trait or is it a human trait?
It's a human trait.
So what are you see it now?
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
I don't want you to get defensive. No, I don't want you to. You are seeing what I'm doing. Don't get defensive. I'm just trying to highlight social construct. Lagos, we are for.
Let's come back.
Lagos, dear God, we'll be right back.
Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng to report any suspicions of illicit financial activity please call CBN 0817-665-7060, SAC 0209-462-1168, 0916-772-3240. Announcer, FSRCC.
Let's be honest. This isn't the show for the faint-hearted. We don't do PR here. We do truth. We don't repeat headlines. We interrogate them.
If it's power, we question it. If it's policy, we break it down. And if it's propaganda, we cut right through it. Every story, every voice, every fact under the spotlight. Because Nigerians don't need noise, they need clarity. So if you're tired of spin and ready for sense, welcome.
I'm Mariana Cone, and this is Hard Facts.
Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk. Welcome to Nigeria Info, where the news sparks conversation.
The Miete Ala Cattle Breeders Association has condemned the sanctions against them.
We're like a sour soup waiting for someone to warm up. You have to wake up to the House of Assembly. You have to wake up to the House of Senate.
All this talk about voodoo is nonsense. If I had any authority, I'll fire
The
him.
football team is as bad as the economy of the country.
If you listen to both ends of the argument, whether it's the one where there is a genocide or the one where there's no genocide.
So ever since they have been saying they have been defeating and killing and the rest of them, it's like
what they are just interested in now is who is coming to their party, who is not coming to their party.
So what will we call this one now? Chibok 3.0?
This is your space to listen, share, and be heard. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
My name's Joyce. Welcome to Open Thought Tuesday. Don't you like it when the conversation looks like it's simple and then you have to peel the first onion layer, another layer, another layer, another layer. You're like, oh, dang it. I love the sunny side. Okay. So, welcome. You kind of know the topic, right? I'm going to let you continue speaking. Men who have been raised by women, what you think the issues are. And remember, I'm waiting for all of you to get ready because I want to go into the psychology of it. So this is just prep work. Open Thought Tuesday. How are you? You're on the sunny side. It's good to have you on Nigeria Info. WhatsApp caller, if you're with me. Hello? WhatsApp caller. Okay, you're going to have to hang up and call me back. I don't know why I cannot hear you. Just hang up and call me back. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you. My name's Joyce. What's your name?
Hi, Lady J. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you for being here. Tell us your name.
Tell me good afternoon. Mrs. Oboli. Well, I don't really think for me to be an assertive mom to my male kids, I need to switch into the male mode. I think even as a woman, I can still be assertive when I want to be. I don't think I need to switch to the male mode. I'm not undermining the role of a father in the life of their children, but I'm saying, peradventure, you are left to train them all by yourself. I don't think I'm going to have a negative influence or I'm going to have a hard time doing what I'm supposed to do as a mother. Because I've seen people, raised by women who were even strict disciplinarians, and they also were able to, carry out and do their due diligence by their children, male children especially. So it doesn't undermine anything, whether it's the male that's only, I can only say as a woman, probably you put extra effort. But I don't think switching roles, maybe I want to, be affirmative, I want to be assertive, and I now say, okay, this is my male mode. No, I will be a mother and still do that which I want or pass the discipline or instill the discipline I want in my male children. Certainly not until I turn into the
No. I think you're picking an aspect of the gist you heard. The question is, can a woman successfully raise a man to be a man?
Oh, yes, a woman can, yes.
Okay, all right.
Experience has taught me, and I have seen it play out very well, all the time, most of the time.
Okay.
A woman can successfully raise a man.
Thank you.
And they will still be the male counterpart they want to be in life.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome to Open Thought Tuesday, Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, Joyce.
Good to have you. It's Open Thought Tuesday. Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
This is Femi calling you from Elegushi. Joyce, I am a father of 3, and my last born is 11, and I have to have one from a relative that died at the process of giving birth. So, because as at the process of giving birth, situation has happened that the father has now begun to play the role of the mother in the life of the child. And this situation has rose to the fact that due to the circumstances, the father has to play the role of both the mother and the role of both and the father. So, but in a nutshell, it is better that the two genders are together raising the child. But in as far as a situation warrants, the woman can raise a good child, and the man can also raise a very good child. It all depends on the ideology or the mental ability of the person, either a man or a single woman, to be able to do that. And it all starts from when the child is small. You start giving that lecturing to adapt to it. Not as if you take a wrong step from the beginning, then you think at some certain stage of the child that you can just impose a kind of decision and the child will key to it. No, it starts from the birth. Gradually and gradually, you will have and will produce a good child. A woman can do it, and a good man too can do it, Joyce. I have done it for someone, and I see the positive result.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate. Remember, from me to you on a side note type arrangement, what is your understanding of what it means to be a man? I just want you to think about that while this conversation is going on. I think this conversation is drawing people in. But while you're in here, I want you to think. Because I think that there is the collective notion of what a man is. I want you and I to analyze what that is. So we have to first identify it, or identify the list of things you believe makes this person a man, and I guess in your own lingo, not a woman. And what are those things? Because the social construct here is implying, because when men brag about masculinity, it's interesting that you haven't considered comedy, to be honest. I think there are many things you're good at. Comedy would be one of it. When men brag about masculinity, and I think I say it's funny lightly, but I also feel that we all we've been screwed by social compartmentalizations, by what they told us we should be, how they told us we should be. I grew up in a Christian family. Sunday school, you were told to not fight, that fighting is not good. And then I step into the world and I see that by social non-agreement, but of course society agrees, but it's not because society signed any actual dotted lines. Society would tolerate a man fighting, but not too much of a woman fighting. You see, okay, good. Now I'm a girl. I grew up in a home. I had father, I had mother. I went to church. Don't fight. Jesus don't like it. Then I come into the world.
Don't raise hands.
And I understand human psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, I put it to you. I'm an advocate for righteous violence. Honest to God. Now, not because I was told, but because I understand the psychology of violence, the necessity of it. So I am it. I am it. So that's an example of what I mean. How they've told you one thing, and then you do away with what you have told, what you have been told, and then you go on a mission on your own on your own self-discovery, and you figure out what is the truth, what should the truth be, and you weigh that against standards and philosophies, concepts or ideals that should govern all of human arrangements, all of human order. that make up the body of laws and the necessity to establish peace, and you realize that violence is a gift. If you don't have it, my apologies. I wish you did. Oh, that's just me. But because I'm very sure many of you are raising kids and you're telling them, don't fight. It's not good. Imagine if I had a son.
Hey, whoa! Hey!
It's okay. I can leave you with the imagination. Now, so I say that to say, when they say, and it's funny because in the inverse, you can see a man fight. But the question is, what are you fighting for?
I was going to say,
so now,
you said, imagine if I had a son. Yes, I can imagine, but it's not like you go around punching people.
Society allows you fight. Is it necessary for you to fight? Is this what you should be fighting for?
Yeah,
wait, it may even be you needed the Sunday school and not me. Maybe it is for you that the fighting is not good and not for me. Maybe indeed it's good not to fight. Hallelujah, I don't agree. Okay. All right, Open Thought Tuesday. Social constructs. So you're thinking, I want you to think about it because you're going to define what it means to be a man. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you too?
Good to have you. Speak up for us. You tell us your name. You can go ahead.
Okay, Dele is my name. It's a very good topic.
Uncle. Turn off the volume of your radio set.
Okay, I want to move away from. Can you hear me?
Turn off the volume of your radio set. What kind of man would you love to be? How about you put that on display here?
I'm entirely away from there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. They just said the interruption, which I don't like. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can manage.
Good. Joyce, you've been a very wonderful lady, and I so much enjoy your topics you bring up. But this very one, yeah. You know, one thing is a man is not same as a woman. Did you get that?
I'm waiting for you to get somewhere, you know, like I'm patient.
He's a man. And the woman is a woman. The reasoning and the perspective of a man can be same as that of a woman.
Pardon me, bring it back. The reasoning and perspective of a woman is what? Inferior to a man?
I said that the reasoning, the perspective of a man is not same as that of a woman. You getting me?
It's not the same. Okay, I'm going to assume I don't because I need to understand what you're trying to infer.
The perspective that a man sees things can be same as that of a woman. Do you understand? Because they are entirely differently created. And that's a fact. The bottom line here is there is a role the woman plays on a child, same with the man. They can't be same. Do you understand? And they both have specific role to play on the child. Okay, I will give you a little scenario. Do you know, there are sometimes I flaw. My wife corrects me, right? Then the children watch, they observe. And there are a number of times my wife flaws. I put her right. I correct her. The children watch, they observe. So there are roles played by a man and a woman on their children. So there are specific things that the man takes care of, handles. It is not the role of the woman to do it, except in absentia. Do you understand?
That's what we're talking about. The question,
in summary,
excuse me, the question a man asked me last week was, how does he become a man if he was raised by a single parent, a mother? So are you giving? Hold on. By your logic now, do you say that that man is not man enough?
As behaving as a woman. So if he sees himself behaving as a woman, then he is a woman, only having the body of a man.
Wait, I don't know the guy. I don't know how he behaved. He asked a question, so I'm hoping that without stabbing him with something inferior, you can speak to what a man is if he was raised as by a woman. You seem to be here suggesting that if a man is raised by a woman, he cannot be a man.
Well, it depends. Listen, if for instance, in the course of time, maybe the man is diseased, then would the woman say, okay, children or boys, since your father is no more now, okay, I'm passing you, to maybe to your uncles or to who would better raise you. It doesn't mean a woman can't raise those children. She can. But basically, and the fact remains that the woman cannot play entirely the role of a man in the life of her children.
Okay, so I want to say to you that your position is so sensitive, it cannot even be called a fact, because there are men who were raised by mothers and they are twice the man. So you may have your logic, you may have your experience, but there are men who, circumstantially, they didn't have their fathers in their lives. They were raised by a mother, and those men are pretty much a standard in many worlds today.
Joyce, well done. In
sure.
The man has the rule, the woman has her rule, and they both.
Yeah, but life happens. Look at Kemi's story. Yeah. So are you saying that her brothers are what, less men? I'm asking you. Or the men, or even the litany of men who is listening to, or who are listening to Nigeria Info right now. Are you saying because if they didn't have a male figure, then they are somewhat less than a man? Are you saying that? And you probably may not be wrong, because my next question to you is, who is the man? I'll just wait for you there. Who is a man?
You're asking me who is the man?
Who is a man? Like, what is the character? I've explained this so much. Like, what is the characteristic by your standard and definition of what a man is? What defines a man?
The man plays the role of a man.
So you see, so already I'm faulting your logic, because you're speaking about role playing. Sounds like he has to wear a costume and get on a stage. Is that your definition of a man? You can take a moment to think about it, because, I'm just really going to keep coming at you. And it's okay for you to not be prepared. You can collect your thoughts and you can call me back. And I mean it. Humbly.
Good.
Because you're suggesting that there is the role the man plays. You're not... I think you also could be missing... Let me tell you that there is what the man is. Now, I'm the one telling you. You're not the one telling me. So maybe you want to broaden up your argument a little bit to accommodate for how I could come at the conversation. He sounded like one of those guys I really like to have on a very good day. When he said something about, the perspective of the male and the female, I was like, yes, get pen and paper. I need to write.
Scribbling.
Yeah, I needed to. And you see, he's not wrong, but he's not totally right.
Right, yes.
I also need to say that.
Yeah, but
you're not wrong, but you're not also totally right.
Because roles are to be played. Roles are played out. So anyone can play a role if you have what defines you to play that role.
Kemi be sounding like half genius right now. Kemi, today is not your... Okay, well, it's not Lords of Logic.
It's not Lords of Logic,
I guess it's your day.
Lords of Logic, I sit back and sit.
It's okay. I want to hear the man talk, and I promise you, this is the day I want to just listen, So that the psychological part of it, everybody can understand how we got there. Welcome to Nigeria Info's Open Thought Tuesday. Tell me your name and you can go ahead. By the way, we're live streaming on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM on YouTube, just so you know. You can join in.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Okay. I overheard you saying that...
What's your name?
A man.
What's your name? Tell us your name, then go ahead.
My name is Jerry, calling from Aja. Can you hear me?
I'm with you. I'm listening. Just tell me your name. Tell us your name, and you can go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Jerry, calling from Aja. So I think a woman can actually raise a son to become a man. And I'll give you a few reasons for that because a man is like a man has an inherent potential that makes him the man that he should be. Just that he needs some level of knowledge that will unleash that potential in him. And for that potential to be unleashed, if the mother lets him understand that he is a man and at least gives him a little idea on how the characteristics of a man should be, it will help the potential in him to come out. Because I've seen some men that were brought up by women. Maybe the father died while grown up as a little child, and the woman began to struggle in how to bring the children up. And at the end of the day, they became a very good and great man. So being a man is an inherent potential that should be unleashed. And if a woman had a knowledge on how to unleash it, because a man should be educated on who he is, when he had the knowledge of who he is, it is very easier for him to become that very person that he is. Because it is not the woman actually that is making the man to become a man. The woman is helping him to knowing himself and the kind of person that he was made from the creation. I think that would be my...
Okay, thank you. So now I want you to go think about it, because that would be the other aspect of this conversation. The qualities that make a man. Let's get like a collection of what people say the masculine is. Unfortunately, I think we're going to stumble into a lot of social construct, but if we're honest and if we choose to labor at the honesty of it, we should come up the other end with something different. Open Thought Tuesday, Nigeria Info. So good to have you. Welcome. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. Please, just a moment. Nigeria Info, Open Thought Tuesday. Good afternoon. Tell us your name real quick. You go ahead.
All right, my name is Basti. I've been listening to the discussion, and from what I could gather, we're really after what makes a man. What is the character of the man? Am I right there?
Oh, yeah, sure. Partly so, too.
Okay. What I think is a very simple thing. Looking at the major role of whether you are brought up by a mother or by the mother or the father.
Okay, I sincerely do apologize. The connection is rather bad. I'm going to ask that you either send me a message or you please hang up and call me back, okay? I sincerely do apologize. So we're going to quickly go to WhatsApp right now. Okay. It's Open Thought Tuesday. We are in the world of men.
This is Ibiladi Amal from Badagry. He says, raised by a single mother, is Barack Obama a man or a half man? He says, what about Tupac and Christopher Wallace, also known as Notorious B.I.G.? Yeah, that's where his message ends.
So there's a problem here. You speak of people who pop culture have idolized. You can't judge manhood on popularity. So I don't know, why would you do something like that? Are you judging that they are male? Are you judging that they are popular? Are you judging that? Yeah, what is your yardstick for judgment? Just what? P. Diddy is male. R. Kelly is male. Epstein is male. And they're popular. All the psychopaths are male. All your tech psychopaths and your Elon Musks and whatever you have left on that grid, they're all men, and they're popular. So what are we doing? Okay. So I'm saying that Barack Obama, just because he's president, don't mean that he is. Bill Clinton is male, and then there's a painting of a president in a dress in the walkway of Epstein, who's accused of child trafficking, molestation, and genetic engineering, some scientific stuff where they engineer humans. What are we doing now? I'm just saying, like, what are we measuring? Okay, good. Hair color.
This is Esther from Jackonde. She says, good afternoon, Joyce. I'm a single mom, and I can proudly tell you that I raised my sons alone right from birth, and now they are in higher institution, one in his second year and the other in his final year. They do not behave in any particular way. Instead, they give me good advice that has helped me grow even better than I used to be. Even those neighbors around us want to be like them. They praised me most of the times for a job well done. So the school of thoughts that people have in their heads of women raising a boy child does not really go down well with me. Maybe because I did all I could to be a good parent to my boys.
Okay.
This person says,
I mean, I'm waiting for someone to surprise me, like, and give me a list of rich people and say, yeah, these are men. Yeah. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, all that tech one, Mark Zuckerberg. Where's that one that they were alleging that he killed one of his staff? There's that other one. Yeah, I mean, you can just do that for entertainment.
Good afternoon, Joyce. Okay, Joyce, when will you discuss the scientific topic that says a man is from his mother's place?
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. It was cultural, where the bastard was defined by the absence of his mother.
Okay. Good afternoon, Joyce and Kemo. Nice hearing you, ladies.
Wait. I'm sorry. Not just that.
Wait, what now? There's more?
Hold on. I just remember something I read. In the Jewish... So I don't know if it's Jewish culture or it's Persia / Old Rome, where if you were going to propagate the line, if the line was going to move onward, it was through the genes of the mother. Yeah, your dynasties, your kingdoms were moved forward on the genes of the mother. I read that. I read that all these noise men make was on the genetic establishment of women. I just thought to say that. No. And I'm not even trying to be sensational. I read. If I didn't read it, I wouldn't admit that. I'm just saying that, much of what we think is not. All right, good. Open Thought Tuesday. Let's stick to this whole battle of... Well, it's not battle of the sexes. Is battle, I guess, a crisis identity, probably.
Okay, this is Yomi from Murio Colavia. He says that women can raise men is a big lie. I grew up with my grandma and my mom. I lost my dad almost 4 decades ago. I have 4 elder brothers. My mom raised us all. She's more stronger and tougher than my dad. Her left hand is like iron. I'm very grateful to my mom. She taught me all domestic works and respect for all.
Bless her heart.
Adegoke from Lekki. I run through this one quickly. He says, after my dad passed on many years ago, when we were still very young, my mom made sure that she provided for 7 of us, 3 boys and 4 girls, paid our school fees and fed us till we were old enough to fend for ourselves. She maintained and continued from where my dad left off with the godly upbringing and discipline, and I must say she did a perfect job. Personally, I wouldn't like it when people stereotype the gender issue. Some men cannot and some women cannot also raise a male child properly based on the masculinity trait. It's vice versa.
Yeah, but that's not the... I mean, nobody's stereotype... No, let's not do that. I mean, we can have a conversation without the fear of being criticized for having a position, Let's go off on a break. We'll be right back. Brace up. Don't worry. We'll be right back.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
So, my pregnant wife, Eniola, had her cravings and nothing satisfied her. My neighbor, Mama Amaka, despite our attention, saved the day with amala and abula made with Mr. Chef chicken, all-purpose, and tomato masala cubes. With Mr. Chef, she's my hero.
Savor the taste of culture with a 2-finger crush of Mr. Chef's seasoning cubes. Available in beef, chicken, and crayfish seasoning cubes. Mr. Chef, taste home, taste culture.
Are you finding it difficult listening to your favorite talk radio Nigeria info via the mobile app? Come closer. Let me fix that for you. Now, launch the app on your device.
click the three lines on the top left corner of the app. Look for settings in the drop-down menu and click on it. Turn on the first option that you see. Make sure you turn on the option that says always use highest quality available audio. Now that you have done that, close the app and relaunch it. Voila! I did it! Well, sorry, you did it. Now you can enjoy your radio anywhere, anytime. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Tammy's getting confused. It's all right. So
Google is confused.
No. So this is the thing about when you pry into a concept, when you judge a concept, where you are not looking for what you want to see. You're looking for what can inform reason and judgment. It's the same way I realize that I meet people and they have an appearance of goodness, but they're not good. They're not inherently good. They just mask the goodness. They wear goodness as a costume.
So meaning that there's
So you see a person smile at you and you hear them speak to you, and the person who's smiling and the person who is speaking are two different people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You hear a person posture with morality, and then comes a day, at least this one happened to me recently, you expect them to take a moral ground, maybe they can't even act, but to take a moral ground as a function of a moral imperative, and you just automatically see the limits of a man's honesty. Like a man will sacrifice the truth if he benefits from it.
No.
In hopes that there's no consequence. Like I think the bloody gamble is there's no consequence, so I would sacrifice you, and there's no. The supposition is you're not powerful enough, so they just take advantage of you. So I realized that is this how the world works? This is the world we're in. Take it from a girl who came from church where you're told to love your neighbor as yourself. So I approach people and I cast over their person the goodness in me to them. It's naive, but it's beautiful. Yeah, it's very naive, but it's beautiful to assume that the other person is as good as you, as maybe it's not as good as you, but maybe that they will consider the goodness between two and be good.
When I saw the part where they said God always is good to the wicked, and that's his motive of making them see that I'm
good to you, that your response should be goodness. And then I came into the world and I realized, no, that's not how the world works. So I realized that everything I had been taught, I needed to change it, otherwise I'll be a victim in the world. I still cried. I cried a few months ago. I still cry when I have to make these decisions. I sit down and I cry, and I say to myself, you have to turn on the feature. So it's a feature. The person doesn't change. The feature. So there's a feature in me that must come on. So to treat a person as he is, not as I want him to be, not as I think he is. So if the person is power hungry, this world is driven by the ambition of power. So I accept that. And I had to cry to accept it. And that's also beautiful, because in crying, I do a bloody good job of accepting it, because I know the psychology. And I fear that it could make me terrible, in a way. But that's not what we're afraid of. We're off on a break. It's 2 p.m. We'll be right back. We'll talk about masculinity and what you think it is.
Police details from VVIP people.
The news, conversation, information, and discussion. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 2 o'clock.
The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
news is your quest, or gist your request.
Yeah.
Well, somewhere over your rainbows
Over your rainbow.
is the sunny side
They better know it.
with Joyce.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
It's 2 o'clock.
The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
The headlines on Nigeria Info. President Tinubu seeks Senate approval to deploy troops to Benin Republic after failed coup. Aisha Yusufu blasts President Tinubu over troop deployment to Benin. FG orders MDAs to roll out over 70% of 2025 capital budget to 2026. Nigerian Air Force denies airspace violation as FG probes Burkina Faso incident. NAF says C-130 diverted to Burkina Faso over technical safety issue. Sahel Alliance condemns Nigeria aircraft emergency landing in Burkina Faso. Niger tightens checks on Nigerian goods over security concerns. Debate rages over Nigeria's role in stopping Benin coup. Honeyland School, Straight Gate High, reach I beg to differ final. Professor of Journalism at the University of Texas at Austin, Residential Harvest, warns that AI poses greater threats to journalism than web and digital tsunami. Army denies shooting civilians in Adamawa communal clash. CBN approves 82 new Bureau de Change operators nationwide. Federal government slashes signature bonus as 2025 oil licensing round begins. Fumi Ekundayo elected president of Global Corporate Secretaries Association. Federal government restores 450 megawatt as Geregu power plant returns from maintenance. Lagos APC mocks ADC's directive to Peter Obi, calls it coalition without a future. Burna Boy shuts down sold out State Farm Arena on U.S. tour. Morocco, Egypt, Nigeria lead National Basketball Association Africa 2025 Startup Accelerator. Australia sets global first with minimum social media age rule. International Air Transport Association warns of 5,300 aircraft shot for worldwide. ECOWAS declares regional state of emergency in West Africa. U.S. President Donald Trump rejects calls for Lito Thomas to retire, says, quote, I hope they stay, end quote. 200,000 flee as M23 rebels close in on Congo villages. ICC jails Janjaweed commander for 20 years over Darfur atrocities. These are the stories that we're tracking for you this time. I'm Sheriff Quadri. Good afternoon.
What's that station again?
Oh yeah, Kemo, come by
No.
Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So now here we dey talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one.
You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce. If news is your quest, or gist your request,
Yeah.
well, somewhere over your rainbows
Over your rainbow.
is the sunny side
They better know it.
with Joyce.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk. You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Yeah,
ready?
I'm ready.
All right,
Mhm.
good.
Okay, so this person says, this is Moses Emeka from Ibejuleki. He says, even if I was born from a woman, as a man, since I was born a man, I deserve the right to be like any other man. no matter what happened. In fact, I wonder what anyone can give that I, Moses Emeka, cannot have, if at all I really need it. Thank you.
What's he saying?
That was a very confusing.
No. I think he's saying something that that's not too clear.
Okay.
Maybe I think he's referring to the
from a
message.
woman.
No, I think he's referring to the message. Maybe the caller particularly that says there's a role the man plays. So in the absence of a man. Were you raised by a mother? Maybe that's even what. Were you raised by a single parent?
A single parent, please.
Because I think he's trying to say that I was raised by a single parent. I am as much a man as the man
Every
who come
other,
from.
yeah, and I can get whatever they can.
It's
get
a little
to.
unclear, but yeah. Were you raised from a single parent household?
Please let us know.
Yeah.
Okay. No name. Michael from Lekki. He says, "Good afternoon, Joyce and Kemi. For me, a man is generally understood as an adult human male. Someone who's reached biological maturity.
Someone who's what? Reached?
So like, yeah, gotten to biological.
Someone who is rich. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
Biological maturity. Often takes on social roles tied to masculinity and is recognized as male in his culture. Different societies and individuals might add their own meanings to what it means to be a man, but this is my own opinion.
Okay, so this is not sophisticated. Like, first of all, to reach a biological maturity.
Yeah, like he grew.
Yeah,
and then he's a man now.
Psychologically insane people reach biological maturity
and
as
they are
well.
Men. They're just psychologically the same men.
And there are people who are psychologically impaired. I don't.
Same thing.
The fact that a person grows up
biologically.
Yeah, it's not the best. You've not met people. I have.
Adult male. He's a crazy adult male. He's still a male.
Yeah.
And he's still an adult.
So thank you first, I must say. But I also appreciate that you brought this. Now, you say that other cultures or other persons can add to the definition. But this is a rough sketch. And there's somewhere that he says that the society, something, or the culture.
Yeah, he says social. So that biological matured man
is accepted by culture.
Now takes on social roles.
Social
roles tied to masculinity. And now, after taking those roles, he's recognized as a male.
So this is the aspect, or this is a form of masculinity that's performative. This is machismo. This is the one where you dramatize masculinity for social acceptance, where you fit into culture, you fit into social behavior and patterns. So that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
You see, you're not wrong, except isn't there more to it?
There is more to it, but he's just saying, well,
then this is not good enough. So maybe that's why. That's why we're here. We'll dig into it. You'd love it. At least you could find something that you like.
Okay. Good afternoon, Lady J. Indeed, social construct generally of who a man is simply because of his masculinity and manhood, only for self-discovery to open my eyes to the fact that the worth of a man ought to be measured in character, integrity, and moral compass to discern right from wrong, doing the right thing at all times. She says the weight of a man shouldn't be measured in his physical looks, but what he has upstairs, period. In a nutshell, with or without a manly figure around, a woman can perfectly nurture and raise the boy child to be a better man.
So here's the thing. This is also a hopeful statement. That if the woman is solidly grounded herself, she can transfer the solid ground to the kids that she raises.
Yeah.
If the woman isn't solidly grounded as a person, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, it is not possible, no matter how much you wish for it, for her to raise a solid human being. Okay, let's go to the telephone lines. Can we please just a moment?
Okay.
Telephone lines. Hello, Nigeria Info. It's Open Thought Tuesday.
Hello.
Speak up for us. Tell us your name and you can go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Don Zizi. And yeah, for me, a single mother cannot raise a man based on the fact that
if you were going to call and spit on all the women who have raised sons, the least you can do is tell them why. You know,
you don't say it and run. You stand and say it's finished. Let's hear.
Open Thought Tuesday. Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. My name is Joyce. Welcome.
Hi, Joyce.
Welcome. Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
Okay, my name is Jack. Manhood is fatherhood. Fatherhood is leadership. A man will teach a son how to stand on what he believes in. That's what makes him the man.
Can a woman do
Being
that?
fearless. A woman can do that to an extent, but there's a level at which, between the father and the mother, the boy child will see that there's a level of confidence and fearlessness that the dad has in taking decisions. Okay? Now, unfortunately, we don't have enough men. Even those who are spitting out and giving birth are not being men. I have to say that. And then congratulations to the women. Many women have had to fill up the gap, which is why these days we're even confused and having this conversation. But we need men out there. And let me give you a last example before I go. Did you see the jubilation in Nigeria when that 22 or 32-year-old young lieutenant told his uncle, the minister, I am not a fool, I have integrity. Why did the country rejoice? It's in rare instances like that that you see masculinity, manhood, leadership, firmness.
Okay, I want to ask you, can a woman do these things you have mentioned? This is the second time I'm asking you.
Rarely. Not that they don't have the capacity, rarely. But the expectation lies on the man to stand his ground. The expectation lies on the man to show leadership.
We know for expectation, because with expectation, you are, at this point, creating an external weight on the man. I want to object to the fact that women are not firm, or how did you put that thing? That it goes to an extent for women and much more further for the men. I want to absolutely object to that. I think you undermine the woman's ability, but maybe it's not even that you undermine the woman's ability. Maybe it has something to do with your comprehension. Pardon me, it has something to do with your definition of masculinity. You are supposing that if it's psychological, the man is stronger than the woman. That's exactly what you're doing.
In some regards, not in every regard.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be person specific? You understand? Like, wouldn't that be person specific? Aren't there women who are more courageous than men? Aren't there more men who are more courageous than other men? You see that? So to do it men versus women, you automatically just lose the plot, because there are women who are stronger than men emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, physically.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Now, if I may ask, did chivalry ever have a point?
Bring it back. I didn't get that, please.
Did chivalry ever have a point? Was there a point to chivalry?
Oh, absolutely. I think, one, it was a fundamental social construct, but it was, of course, to bring about beauty and order to society.
Well, there you go. That's the expectation that is on the man. For a woman, we might not.
I don't deny expectation, but you also have expectation on women, right?
Yes. And
the reason I'm asking you to elasticate your logic is, whatever this expectation is, it's not solid enough to keep any man bound. So you see that a man can have kids and walk away. You see that a man can, look at sleep around.
He shouldn't be able to.
I think the only reality to this expectation is pretty much just that you're saying it. In the absence of you saying it, it probably doesn't even exist.
Well, this social construct.
There we go.
Say it's religious. Some say it came with time. And that's why I said, has there been any point to chivalry? Because we're not in the Flintstone age anymore. So I don't need to go and kill a sheep and a few ram to make me a man. But at least there's an expectation that is passed down generation to generation, that it's my responsibility. In the absence of that expectation,
because that is an external validation measure, in the absence of the expectation, is there any personal, self-convicted definition that you have? Or you're waiting for society to tell you to be a man?
That has been passed across with time.
Do you have anything independent of what has been? So I give you a funny theory.
Unless we want to change that.
No, come on. I gave you a theory about how Sunday school told me not to fight. And I go and read about psychology, psychopathy, and how the world is driven by power. And I emerge from the darkness that fighting is good. You see that? That's me. What about you?
Yeah, but let me say something. They told you not to fight, but did they tell you to be firm and strong? That's right.
You didn't tell me to be firm and strong. So am I an anomaly of a sort? Because I'm firm and I'm strong. You see why I disagree with you?
If you were my daughter, I would tell you to be firm and strong. And then maybe if they push you to the wall, let it rip. That's me.
What sort of
But
sunny
it's a choice.
moment are you having? Your philosophy is one thing. You're having a different moment. Stand one place now. Thank you for calling me.
For the
You're
All
having
right,
too much fun.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Nigerian men, do me a favor. So now I'm using your words. So there is the social expectation. Now I'm asking you, besides the social expectation, because a very good social expectation would be when you read 48 Laws of Power, right? So the guy is trying to map out social psychology. And so 48 Laws of Power, they call it the psychopath's Bible. So they say, well, there's a part of you that must die for the psychopathy of you to be on display as a function and form of power. So that's what's probably suddenly Robert Greene is not your God, but you worship at his ideals, right? Okay, good. Have you discovered otherwise? Is there anything that you hold against the logic, or are you just a puppet? You're a mimicry. What you are is someone else's opinion. Have you discovered something other than what you have been told? So that's really where I'm going with this, because maybe if you go outside of what you have been told, you can discover that loving is beautiful and that you're a loving human being, and there's nothing wrong with that. But because you have failed to cry and accept it, like me, you want to be tough. So you dramatize toughness. You appear as though you're tough. You appear as though you're strong. You want to be mean. You're arrogant. You're violent. All of these are, by social expectations, definitions of masculinity. The question is that what it means to be masculine? You know? Okay, good. I'll leave it there for you to pick it up. Open Thought Tuesday. Hey.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's Emmanuel. I'm speaking to you from Ekwe.
Good. Go ahead.
The woman can do better, in terms of training a child, You don't need these big muscles, and imputing, fear, into the children, What you need is a logic, your ability, to know what the child wants, and then your ability to teach the child, teach him, when to stand for his rights, or her rights, and so on. So a woman can do better. I must say that majority of people, were raised by women. In fact, even the family that are intact, the men barely have time, for the children. The women, are there almost 24/7. So how much more the families, that are not intact, that the women, have to shoulder the responsibility. I don't really have the data with me, but I know that if you are comparing single parents raising children, you most likely be talking maybe 20-80, which means that 20% are men, and then 80%, are women. That is even if the figure of the men, are not even more lower than that. So coming to the raising of children proper, I was raised by my mom, myself and my junior sister, and then the other ones, that are junior to us. So I think she did well, in terms of pointing out, how to walk the path of life and so on. So I disagree with people who are saying that women do not have the capacity, to raise children, to what they ought to be, the standard the children ought to grow up to be. So I disagree with them.
Thank you. What's up? We're ready.
Okay.
Thank you so much for calling me. I appreciate it.
This is Martins. He says this man is saying the truth. I think he's referring to the man who said a woman, the roles are
that the woman can raise a son.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is another person, Ahmed from Ikeja. He says, "Good afternoon, Joyce. If a man raised by a woman 98%, he cannot be a man because parenting is on both sides."
Bring it back. What? If a man
is raised by a woman,
if a man is raised by a woman,
yes, he's 98%.
He's not a full man.
98.
Should we put the ring outside for both of you? Like, what are you talking about? So the two makes him inefficiently masculine. No. The two makes him deficient in his masculinity. Okay, good.
Because he's missing parenting, and parenting is from both sides.
So let me ask you then. 98 is a bloody good score, by the way. So then what is masculinity? What is... Because that's exactly where I think we're all going to have like a nut to chew our way out of. So what then is masculinity? Is it Yeah, Kemi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone from Ijebu says, to your question,
Mm-hmm.
if that man in question is married to a woman, feeding, clothing, sheltering, loving, and protecting himself, his wife, and his children, if any, and if he will take responsibility for how his life turns out to be, then he is a man.
Can we admit that that's a social construct? Thank you. Kemi,
All right.
hurry up.
Briggs from Ikorodu says, hello, Joyce. I don't think today's discussion is bordered on morals like most people have been tilting towards, but more of a psychological one. It doesn't demand the I turned out well responses. It's a straightforward question. And yes, a woman can raise a man. This next person, Ben from Migondo, says, good afternoon, Joyce. A man by definition is subjective. By my own definition, a man is a provider and a protector, and one who's emotionally balanced in all ramifications. But to the females, it's entirely different and changes from female to female.
Was that a guy? Is that a guy?
Yes.
A man said that a masculine definition is subjective?
No, yeah.
No way. He said it?
He did.
Man, should we call him out so that you can... You want to beat this one? What? No, because given, I mean, it's either he's right or he's wrong. Given the way they brag, given the way society brags about masculinity, you would think it was objective. A man said it's subjective?
Yes, a man by definition
that
is
tickles
subjective.
Me. Oh.
And it says by his own definition, a man is a provider and protector and one who is emotionally balanced in all ramifications. But to the females, it's entirely different and changes from female to female. Some may prefer money while others may prefer muscles, and some just contributing domestically, etc.
Wait, first of all, should I trap you with your word? What do you mean emotionally balanced? You guys deny emotions, so at this point, are you admitting emotions? That's one. Two, you're not accurate when you don't quite define it because you say it goes person to person, but I think in your message, there's a mix between the social definition and the psychological definition. You're trying to impute a psychological definition to masculinity, but you didn't quite state it, so I don't even know if you even went there, but you are trying to state something, so maybe you want to sit with this one a little bit. I like the fact that you say it's subjective, so it means as though if I let you go, you can really go down there, so please go and come up with something for me.
What makes a man, this Akintola, what makes a man, it's not only providing for the family or moral advice, but protection. A real man provides protection for the family. Protection means survival of the species. Women can do it too, but it's a tough job for them. Next. Hello, Joyce. I was raised by a single mom, but she never taught me how to cook. I can only boil water. That's on you, bro.
So hold on a second, but you can learn. So how much of a human being are you when the choice to choose is yours, but you don't? When the choice to choose is yours, but you don't. I'm just trying to underscore that. It's all right. First of all, ladies, if you're going to have a man and he can't fix your dinner, what are you doing there?
You pray to God.
No. Why are you praying? What are you doing there? No, off on a break. Why would you cry? You only cry when you're about to go to war. You cry before the war and then you go to war. We'll be right back.
Angry man.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Keep your engine stronger, cleaner, and more efficient with Gulf Synthetic Oil from Gulf Tech GD High to Formula G and Ultrascent GD High. Our oils deliver power, protection, and performance you can trust. Trusted nationwide, certified to the highest standards, OEM certified for a number of vehicle distributors needed nationwide. Join Gulf family today. Call 002-300-6839 or visit www.gulfoillimited.com. Gulf Oil, power, protection, performance.
Let's be honest, this isn't the show for the faint-hearted. We don't do PR here. We do truth. We don't repeat headlines. We interrogate them.
If it's power, we question it. If it's policy, we break it down. And if it's propaganda, we cut right through it. Every story, every voice, every fact under the spotlight. Because Nigerians don't need noise, they need clarity. So if you're tired of spin and ready for sense, welcome.
I'm Mariana Cone, and this is Hard Facts.
Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk. Welcome to Nigeria Info, where the news sparks conversation.
The Miete Ala Cattle Breeders Association has condemned for sanctions against them.
Finish, we're like a sour soup waiting for someone to warm up. You have to wake up to the House of Assembly. You have to wake up to the House of Senate.
All this talk about voodoo is nonsense. If I had any authority, I'll fire
The
him.
football team is as bad as the economy of the country.
If you listen to both ends of the argument, whether it's the one where there is a genocide or the one where there's no genocide.
Ever since they have been saying they have been defeating and killing and the rest of them, it's like
What they are just interested in now is who is coming to their party, who is not coming to their party.
So what do we call this one now? Chibok 3.0?
This is your space to listen, share, and be heard. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
.3 Nigeria Info Lagos. I've got gist for you. Did you know that 1 in 3 women worldwide have experienced physical and or sexual violence in their lifetime? And over 10,000 women and girls are affected daily by sexual and gender-based violence in Nigeria. Okay, say no to rape and sexual violence by matching with the Women at Risk International Foundation, WARIF, at the 2025 WARIF No Tolerance March. Date is Saturday, 6th of December 2025. Time is 7 a.m. prompt. Mustering point is Lekki Ikoyi Link Bridge. Location is Access Bank Parking Lot, Block 36, Plot 1, Admiralty Way, Lekki, Phase 1, Lagos. Okay. To register, visit www.warifng.org. That's www.warifng.org. For sponsorship or partnership information, please call the number 0809 210 0008, 009 210 0008, or send an email to communications@warifng.org. That is communications@warifng.org. All proceeds from this match will be used for the care of survivors of rape and sexual violence at the Warif Rape Crisis Center.
All right, so I think I'll just go to the telephone line. So you want to go to WhatsApp? No,
Yeah,
telephone lines. No, wait.
Wow, plenty.
I know, just a minute. Hello, welcome. How are you? If you can hear me, afternoon to you. What's your name?
Hello?
Yeah, tell us your name. You can go ahead.
Yeah,
Women who raise men, or men raised by women.
What do you say?
On the topic, men raised by women, do you suppose that they are less men, they are more inferior, not so strong, psychologically impaired, emotionally dysregulated? I don't know. How bad does it get out here?
Yeah, because I goes by the motion that a single woman cannot train a man.
Motion that the woman cannot train a man. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, let me just play down 2 points. Men are less complicated to train, women are more complicated to train. So let me just break those 2 parts down. When we have a scenario and you have that are trying to train, then you have to go by, okay, you're in school, close your legs, and when you're doing, like, let me just put it, when you're doing puberty, you know about period and so other stuff that you have to pass in the girl's life. But in a man's life, there's no much job to do. That's why I say that the woman...
Pardon me, did you say in a man's life there's not much work to do?
Training a male.
Oh.
The only part that she can go to is the fact that training between good and bad, it now comes to that mental stage and that socialized power, that's when environment takes a better part in that, based on teaching him how to be like strong, because women cannot test be like, okay, strong or fit or that kind of emotional ability.
Wait. If a man is easy to raise, are you suggesting that the only thing or work the mother has to do is just, besides wipe his butt, just tell him what good and bad is? That's all.
That's the main thing. Like, okay, teaching between the good and bad. There's no much thing to train.
So when she tells the woman, when she tells her female daughter to close her legs, does she tell her male son to go into the street wielding his penis?
So, normal, like, when you see that, when I'm talking about good and bad, there's the normal training that you give to a child. Yeah, those ones are the normal facts you have to train a child, because, okay, now you see that if she leaves him to go in the public holding his penis, can you not see his other main peer groups there? So we have to learn from their true observation.
No, you have me all over the place. So I think you are assuming that women are more complex to raise, and in that moment, you're looking at the psychology of the female, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't suppose that men are equally psychologically complex as the female by biological observation?
Men are not less complicated.
You say what? Just because you wear underwear, trouser and shirt and run into the street like a madman don't mean you're not complex. Yeah, because now you're saying that the woman is more complex and the man is less complex. That there's less value to the man. Is that what are you importing here? That the man is not all that. It's the woman that is all that.
Less value to the man. What I'm trying to say that when we put it in the fact that because first of all, she's a woman, so she cannot form herself to be a man, because the main roles that a man plays in a child's life, in a male child's life, so you cannot say that a woman will be the one, because when we see that in a family, when you have a male child, the head, that's the dad and the mom, there's this kind of wisdom the dad imparts to the male child. Teach him about life. A woman cannot teach a man about life.
But you say you can't say a woman can't do that, because there are women who have raised male children. Against your bias, there's proof otherwise. So let me ask you a more direct question. Those women who have raised male children, whom you could call your boss at work because he was raised by a single parent, are they inferior to other men raised by two parents?
If you look into their life, if you look into their life, please, if you just observe their life between him and someone trained by him, raised by a man and a woman, you're going to find a much difference in it.
Okay, so you probably have a point. So I'm going to ask you now, what makes a man? What are the traits, the characteristics that make the man? You don't have to answer me if you don't have the answer, so I don't corner you. I'm not trying to corner you. You understand? Do you have an answer for that, or you want to think about it?
I have an answer for that.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear it.
Yeah, what makes a man, first of all, is emotional stability. Because you cannot find a man, because let me put it this way now. We have scenario whereby a man goes out to work. He goes out to
You're
work.
admitting emotions. Okay, good.
Everything till the ground to bring his family table. But when he coming back home, you cannot find, let me just say 98% out of country, you cannot find the man going to his wife and always crying and be like, oh, I went through this, because he's emotionally stable. But you have the part of the woman when she just come out, she will point down her own problems and everything in her life to the man. So the man, even though going through all the whole work is stress, will not have to take time to console his wife. So that's what I'm trying to say. A man is more emotionally stable than a woman.
All right. Thank you. I disagree. I totally disagree. But just for the sake of conversation, so the woman is more emotionally dysregulated. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling me. I do appreciate. And not because I agree. It's that maybe there are people who hold this thought or this position. It's good. So we have to draw it into a debate. What makes a man? He gives this example where the woman cries about her bad day at work. Men don't cry about bad day at work. And for the love of God, what's wrong with crying about a bad day at work to someone who has ears and loves you enough to want to listen to it? And just because a man does not cry doesn't mean he is not emotionally dysregulated. Now, you see this thing with this supposition, the assumptions that, if he's not, by the way, you have to check out the science, how men are in both identity crisis and emotional collapse because they're not expressive, because your society does not permit men to express themselves. So the men collapse under the emotional weight. And have you heard the figures that men are more likely to commit suicide? That's not women. Every emotional form of destruction committed by men is an emotional response to something that suffered on the inside or on the outside. So to say here that men are more emotionally regulated than women says maybe you need to consider the science. 1, 2, just from one stranger to another. Just because the man is not complaining does not mean he's not breaking under the weight of something. Does not mean he's not crying. Does not mean he's not confused. Does not mean he's not afraid. He is posturing because society expects him to look like a machine while he's dying. Okay, telephone lines. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Messages then.
This person says, "Good afternoon. I'm Joe from K2. I think if a woman should raise a man, it makes the man too obedient and weak. I'm a sample of it, and it took me mingling with others to change."
So yeah, except maybe it's your maybe it's the disposition of one parent and the parent that raised you, and there is no guarantee that you could have been otherwise if you were raised by both parents. Again, remember I asked Kemi at the beginning of the show if her father was present in the life of her brothers, would she have wanted the influence of her father passed over to her brothers? And it was the quickest no she has given me in all the 5 years I've been here. So I think that's also something worth considering. Next message.
Good afternoon. You're right about what you read, Joyce. I kind of saw something like that. I think it's Rome. ND from Ojo, when you said the genes of women,
where all the kingdoms used to be propagated by the gene
genes,
of the absolutely surprising. For all the brag you brag.
Okay, this person says, Joyce, this is the Biladi. It says, Joyce, it's neither here or there. Okonkwo, the lead character in Chinua Achebe's novel Things Fall Apart, was a man of valor, but he wished his daughter, an Ogbanje with manly behavior, was a male child. Compared to his first child, who happened to be a son, he bitterly derided for not following his manly footsteps. In summary, a man of valor can sire a weakling, and a woman can raise a great man.
So why did you begin it by "it's neither here nor there"? Because you ended up going somewhere. Okay.
Michael from Bagada, he says, the way society defines a man is something else. I was raised by my mom because I lost my dad when I was 9. Now, I tend to be caring, soft, and people tend to see me as less of a man. And sometimes it affects me mentally because it is wrong for a man to be soft. I'm 25 years old. Michael from Bagada.
Bless your heart, Michael. I thank you for writing me, and I love that you are what you are. We need to establish why you need to be if this is who you want to be, why you need to be it. It's necessary why you need to have the understanding of why you need to be something, because one of the traits of a man, any man worth anything, is courage. A man must be courageous to stand, not courageous to intimidate or impose over the other people. To stand for something, to not be afraid for what he stands for. Unfortunately, there's a part of masculinity that postures. It looks like it's something. You pry into it, it's nothing. You look like you see a man who wants to act like he's strong. You pry into it, he's not so strong. And you can please read it, because next week this conversation will come back, but this time we're looking at now the psychology of it, which is exactly where I love to have you. I would love for us to think about what makes the man. So just off the cuff, just so that you know that I do intend to push this as wide as I can. Well, there is social definition, and then there is the immaterial definition, and then there is the psychological definition. A few of you have touched on the biological definition. So I'm asking now, given everything that you hopefully may investigate, what do you think masculinity is? Or in the event you want to change it, what should it be? So there are those who want power because I don't know why they want it or what they want to do with it. And then there are those who are on the other end of this ambitious power. And, those who are on the other end must rise, and there must be justification for your rising. So a very good reference would be how I came to the concept of violence. It's interesting because I've realized that you have to be capable of terror. It's beautiful to love, but you love someone who's not a threat to you. Because if you love someone who's a threat to you, then you have automatically become a victim. If you allow yourself be vulnerable, then somebody will, the person you like the most could take advantage of you. So you must know a man as he is. It hurts me I can't tell you how much the last one hurt me.
So
But-
is it being vulnerable?
No. Being vulnerable is beautiful.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Nice.
But it's beautiful. But you must commit to that with reason and judgment, so that you don't ensnare yourself, so that you don't entrap yourself for someone else to come and eat. It is okay for there to be an established knowledge that you are capable of terror. So here's the thing. The world is driven by power. People want power. I don't know why they want it. Because by the end of the day, what are you going to do with it? So it's just this ambitious thing in the pits of the belly that wants to, and maybe it's also the absence of something greater, or something deeper, or something more profound. So you fill up the gap with ambition. And the ambition, as you can see in the world today, is power. So you see whether it's power for money, power for sex, power for fame, power. People, this world is foundationally embedded in a singular objective to have power over the weak. So you have to decide if you are weak. You have to decide how much of you would allow that line of, I am going to be as fair until here. Then after here, when the serpent, how does it put it? It said the serpent will bruise the heel, and it's a moral obligation to crush its head. A moral obligation. I had to accept this. I had to get to the point where I'm like, yeah, you want to love, you want to be this, but that's not the world you're in. The world you're in says you have to be this, and then you have to turn that other feature on.
So God says one thing and the world says another.
Leave God out of this.
Because I mean, He said we should.
You should what?
Love the other person like the other person was me.
Yeah, and then when they show you that they're not you,
He's against now love you, go love.
Speaking to the microphone, Lagos,
because it's more like what the word is like. Oh, now who love you, go love. That's what it is. Like we love those who love you, and then at some point, Jesus was like, if you do that, then that's very easy.
No, even those who say love, they don't even love anybody. They don't. Even the people who say
that's their moral ground.
No, that's garbage. That's a social construct. These are not people who are even capable of love. That's not it. This is what people say to fill up the social construct
on
narrative.
On that front.
Yeah,
yes,
that's not. No, that's not it.
No, I'm not even talking about then. I'm talking about what is in the Bible.
No,
I'm saying,
love. No,
how do we do the love thing when
I'm a lover?
The word is
You're not
vile.
listening. I'm a lover. I love, and then a man shows me who he is. And then I cried, okay, the serpent has bruised my heel. Then I am only waiting for your head.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Because I've realized that anything other than that is you are signing over power to the other person. And there's no morality in that. There's no virtue in that. There's no virtue to make yourself a sacrificial lamb. There's no virtue in dying at the hands of your enemy. If a man will not honor you as he honors himself, you go out there you love. When he shows you, I will plunder you, I'll take advantage of you, I'll sacrifice you. If I will gain, you take that script to the bank.
Okay.
And I hope you make money. Or at least I hope that you are a good opponent.
Hopefully.
The sun has set. My work's done. Next week, we'll talk about how you define masculinity. Hopefully, that takes us somewhere. God bless you. The sun has set. My work's done. Thanks, Cami.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.